was always in the lead. Who you wanna be? I'm who they wanna be. Beautye. Never seen so much rage from a queen.
Today we're going to be talking about gender roles, and specifically gender roles in relationships. So, as we know, gender roles are behaviors, values, or attitudes that society thinks is appropriate for a man or a woman. All right. So, back in the day, we know that women used to stay home and take care of the kids. They were the caretakers, and men were the ones that went out to work and provided. So, what gender roles do you guys, when you hear gender roles, what do you guys think?
Let me start. So when I think of gender roles, I think of how a female and a male should act. I guess roles meaning like how they act in their lifestyle, like what do they do on a daily basis and things like that. Basically, just how a male and a female act in their everyday life.
What about you, Nay?
So for me, when I think of gender roles, I think of responsibilities. The role you play in your relationship, I think of it as the stereotype that society puts on a male and a female and makes them think that they're supposed to do certain things in their relationship because they're a male or a female. So that's what gender roles mean to me.
Okay. So what are some stereotypes? Let's throw out some. Like, what are some that you guys hear often or see often in relationships?
In relationships, I would say just basically a man shouldn't cry, shouldn't be emotional, things like that. Shouldn't allow himself to be vulnerable. A female shouldn't make a certain amount of money or shouldn't be working as much more than a man. Stereotype. Yeah, that's it.
And guys, remember, you can put your answers in the comments to the questions that we're asking. We want to hear from you too. So what do you guys think when you hear gender roles and any stereotypes around gender roles for a man?
Yes, guys, please follow along.
What do you think, Ish?
So I'm going to go and say the same thing. Like, I feel like some stereotypes might be like women have to stay home, men have to provide, that boys will be boys, little girls are supposed to play with Barbie dolls, girls wear pink, boys wear blue. I think those are all like stereotypes when it comes to like gender roles and things like that. Like, a girl isn't supposed to be loud and outspoken, little girls are seen, not heard, things like that. And I think those type of stereotypes are actually detrimental. Like, I think that, it's nothing wrong with having your own voice as a female. And I feel like if you are a female and you like blue, it's nothing wrong with it. So those are the things, like some of the stereotypes that like pop in my head when I hear like gender roles or anything like that.
Yeah, I piggyback off of that. As an educator, I've seen lots of things like that. As you said, like girls are not supposed to play with blue or do stuff like that. I actually had a parent before, like years and years and years ago, that used to be so upset that her son would rather play in like the dramatic play area and play with the dress up clothes and things like that, and have like heels on and stuff like that. And every day, like I would try to, I know there was a problem for the parent, but I would try to like, get him to play with certain things. But in the childcare field, you can't put your values and your, morals on the child. You have to just let them explore and, be themselves and learn their own way and stuff like that. So like, I was like, basically like, we can't do anything. If he prefers those certain outfits and those certain clothes and things, then that's what he chooses to wear. Of course, we would provide other things for like maybe like male clothes. Maybe it'll be like a postman outfit or something like that, or a suitcase with men's shoes and stuff like that. But he still would choose the high heels and things like that. But it is what it is. It's like I have a son. I'm a mother of a boy, so I let him play with strollers and kitchen items and things like that, because I feel like where else are you going to learn it if they're saying you learn the most from birth to 5, then why not allow them to start learning those things?
Yeah, right. I do the same thing. I am a mom of 4 girls, and I let my girls play with action figures. I let my kids play with dolls. I let my children, like, I let them explore. I don't necessarily just buy Barbie dolls. I don't necessarily just buy like paint. I let them. Now my daughter is 5, so she's able to pick out the things that she want to wear, or the things that she wants to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Even when she wasn't able to do that, I still bought a variety of toys for her to play with, because I don't really care to follow gender roles per se. Like, I'm not really big on like, oh, we're supposed to do this, we're supposed to do that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just one that just goes go, and however that looks in our house, whatever works for us, that's what we go with.
So stereotypes to me is basically, I heard some of the things you guys were saying. So like the man is supposed to pay the bills, and the woman is supposed to cook and clean and take care of the kids. As you can hear in my background, I gotta take care of kids because that's what they think you're supposed to do. But yeah, so that's what I think of when I think stereotypes. But I don't believe in stereotypes. I think it's just something that they put on you and just say, oh, you're supposed to be masculine or you're supposed to be feminine. And it really doesn't work like that. I feel like it's whatever you feel you want to do, or whatever they feel they need to do, or what works for y'all as a team. And like y'all were saying, it starts at birth. Like, it's kind of raised in them because, oh, as a boy, you're not supposed to play with baby dolls and Barbie dolls, and you're not supposed to have the kitchen and cooking. But how do you learn to do those things if you don't practice, if you don't learn it, if you don't explore with it? And that's how you learn. Same thing with girls. If you don't have the tools to build stuff and Legos to put things together, or the little mechanic kits that they have for you to learn how to put stuff together, you won't learn how to do those things. So if they incorporate and stop separating it, maybe it'll take away from some of those stereotypes, and it won't be so much masculinity or feminine, things that are for women or for men, and it will be whatever you want to do. So that's my take on it.
I agree with that for sure. What does your gender roles look like in your family? Like, do you guys follow strict gender roles, like your men or your significant other does these specific things? And does that fall under a gender role, or do it look kind of like neutral? Like, what do your guys' household look like?
I can say I've experienced a little bit of both. My husband is he can sometimes be a male chauvinist, but I mean, we've definitely come a long way from where
we don't know.
We have definitely come a long way from where we were. We have come from, I was the only one cooking, I was the only one doing stuff for the kids, I was the only one washing clothes, and he was the one paying the bills. Now we're at a place where he still pays 95% of the bills, and I pay the smaller things like electric or little stuff here and there. But he'll sometimes get on the stove and cook. It might just be steakums, but baby steps. We start in. He washes more clothes. He washes more clothes than I do. He's the one that picks the kids up and drops them off now. And I mean, the roles are, I'm not going to say reverse, but we just pick up where it's needed. So if I can't do something, he got to pick up the slack and do it, because I just feel like that's what you're supposed to do when you're in a relationship. Like, gender roles kind of go out the window. But then again, we still do have our certain gender roles. Like, I'm not taking out the trash. You take out the trash. Like, you're the man of the house. Go take the trash out. Right. Certain things that I'll do that I won't expect him to do, like, bathe the girls. We have girls, so I bathe them, or, I'm going to pick the food, or at least prepare the meal, say what it is, or make the shopping list before we go to the market. But we both can go to the market, but I'm going to go through and see what we need and make sure all our I's are dotted, and, and then he can help me cross the T's. But we still have some gender roles that we do play, but for the most part, I feel like we kind of just try to fit in where we could get in now. Whatever works for us.
Now, B, I know you're not in a relationship, but like, what do you think? My question for you more like around this topic is having a son, right? How do you plan on raising Carson up to, play his part in a relationship, I guess, when he, get of age and things like that? Like, what are you trying to train your son up to be?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. And no, I am not in a relationship. Gosh.
Gosh, Jamie's telling my business.
Gosh, eat your own tots. Gosh. So, no, I definitely tried to tell him to be like a strong leader so that he is able to, run his household and be the man of his house. But I also don't shy him away from like cooking. Of course, I'm not Chef Boyardee or nothing, but
no, you
like
not, Billy.
mind your business, mind your business. So, but when I am making things and things like that, I have him in the kitchen helping me. If it's like, taking out the trash, I have to do it. I'm a single mother, so I'm here with him. So I have him help me sometimes take the trash out. Definitely cleaning up after himself, things like that, learning how to cook, taking care of whatever, like Janae has kids and things like that. You guys have kids, so he's around those kids, like, helping his little sisters out and things like that. So I definitely just try to tell him to do those things, like just to be a leader and just help out as much as he can. I don't tell him like, don't do that, you're a boy, you can't cook and stuff like that. Or he's very emotional and sensitive. So I try to like, embrace that emotion of him, and talk it out and help him, problem solve his emotions and, let him know that he can have those emotions and they're welcome, rather than like, you're a boy, you're not supposed to cry, don't do that.
That's right.
I definitely try to make him understand his emotions and understand that he can emote and he can feel how he feels. So yeah, those are some of the things I do.
Get that emote on.
I think that's really good though, because a lot of people that have sons definitely teach their son, little boys don't cry, get up, brush it off, you're okay.
Yeah, I'm a teacher. I see all that stuff all the time, and
so for me,
it makes me cringe. Like if I see a dad like just
either.
Hitting the child or disciplining them and just telling them not to feel, or make them be super extra superficial,
for me,
strong, and they don't have to be.
Right, I completely agree.
Yeah, I agree with that as well. For me, my household, we don't really, like I said before, we don't follow gender roles. Like we do what works for us. Like at one point, I was the one that was doing all the grocery shopping. I was the one that was doing all the laundry and things like that. And then when I got pregnant with the twins, our roles reversed. My husband started doing all the grocery shopping. He started doing all the laundry. He started doing majority of the cooking because I was like really, really sick with the girls. And now, like some of them roles he still do, like even though the girls are one now, like my husband still does the grocery shopping. He's just better at it. Like once he started doing it, he just better at it than like I was. Like he budgets way better than I was doing. And that just stuck with him. Like he just does the food shopping. I do the laundry now because it's easier for me. I like the laundry done a certain way. I didn't really like the way he did laundry, so I had to take that role back. Get that back.
Take it back.
Give me that back. Get that back. Get that back. You keep the other one though, but get that one back. For the most part, like he takes out the trash all the time, but my husband takes out the trash 6:00 in the morning before he go to work, and sometimes he forgets, and I don't fault him for that. Like I get up and I'll take it out. I try to beat the trash people. They get here around 8, and sometimes he rushing, he running late, and I'll take the trash out. So it's like, to me, it's not a big deal. Like we don't, like I said, we don't stick to no specific roles. He pays all the bills. He does the finances. He do like, I don't know, like he does it all. Now when it comes to our bills, we both work and we have one account, so I'm not like, when I say he pay the bills, I mean like he physically goes and pay the bills. We both have one account, like all our money go into one account, so whatever money is there, whatever money is there, that's the money that's paying whatever. It, like sometimes the car note fall on my paycheck and sometimes it fall on his. It doesn't really matter. Like whatever money is in the account, it goes to whatever bill is due. And like I said, he does the finances because he's really, really good at it. Like he's really good with making sure this money go to saving, that money go to here, that money go to here, this money go for the kids, whatever. He's really, really good at that type of stuff. And I'm not. And that's, I'm fine with it. And I build everything. My husband, he will not put a dresser together for nothing, honey.
Hello, that's
Dresser
me.
be
I'm
wobbly.
Bob the
I'm the
builder in this
builder.
house.
And that's, yeah, like I'm Bob the builder, and that is okay. Like, and that's fine.
I
Like,
don't
we
have
just
any
know
patience
our
for any of
roles.
that. That's another thing
You
Carson
know.
does. Like my son will try to. He was like, "Mom, we can do it. I got the tools, Mom. Like let's put this together." And I'll be like, "You not putting nothing together." But I love that he like wants to try to help me out. And it was like,
Yeah, I put everything together. As far as like cleaning, we both clean, but we clean different. So like when I did my list, I put cleaner under me. Like even though he cleans, he'll clean to straighten up versus like when I clean, I do detailed, deep cleaning. And you know, it's nothing wrong with it. I think as long as everybody is doing their part somewhere, making sure everything is flowing, we should be good. Like,
yeah, like I think most men have like a different patience level and tolerance level for certain stuff. Like,
Yes.
like they be good with kids. Like you could be screaming all day. The mom is screaming all day. Like, no, stop, get down, sit down. I can't take this. You know, we all going crazy and stuff like that. Dad come right in like, sit down, yo.
real rib, and they listen.
And I'm like, what the? How did you do that?
That's how it is in here. Like as far as like caretaking for us, our schedule, like we both work 40 hours a week. So he worked 5 days a week and I only work 3 days a week. So we technically be having the girls equally because I work more hours on my days, whereas though on his days he worked less hours and more days a week. So we be having the kids equally. Like the 3 days that I work, 2 of my days he off, and one of my days he has to work, and it's vice versa like that with his too. So he'll have the kids during the day, and I had the kids at night. He'll have the kids. I have the kids during the day, and he'll take the kids at night. But then, like when I go to work overnight, I'll have the kids during the day, and he'll have the kids at night. So it just works for us, like so the kids don't have to be in daycare. So our caregiving role is technically the same. I don't think like we have the girls more than like he don't have them more, I don't have them more. I think we had them a good equal amount at the time, which is very good. Like it works out perfectly. All right, so let's talk about the independent woman because, honey, this is where it gets good. So, is there a such thing as being too independent as a female? What do you guys think?
I think it depends on the situation. Definitely. For me, I feel like as a woman, like it's okay to allow a man to help you as long as they don't want anything in return. That's why I mean, like in certain situations, because a man might do something for you and expect something back. But if it's genuine and they just want to help you, they just want to see you win, they want to help you win, then that's okay. Like, don't make things more difficult for yourself.
I honestly don't think it's nothing wrong. I don't think it's no such thing as like, I don't think there's a such thing as being too independent. Like I think that being independent is definitely okay because even when you do get in a relationship, to me, like I don't think that no relationship is bulletproof. Like I don't like if you go into the relationship independent, if that person leave for whatever reason, or if they get sick or fall on hard times, you're able to jump back into that like, okay, I got us. I think that it's very like I think it's okay to be independent. I think that that's like I think that's a strong like trait to have.
Yeah, I agree. But that's what I was saying. Like when I say let a man do something for you if you want to, I'm not saying fall back, stay at home, don't work. What I'm saying is let him do it, but make sure if he don't or if he won't or if he leaves today or tomorrow, you still could do it on your own with or without him.
Yeah. I know like for me, like when me and Keith started dating and we started like being serious, like it was so hard for me to let him take over certain things and let him be a man. I had to catch myself, and it was work. It wasn't nothing that happened like overnight. Like it was so hard to like, it wasn't that I didn't trust him, but I was so used to taking care of myself for a very long time. Like I've been taking care of myself for a very, very long time. So when I got into a relationship, I didn't understand how, like, I felt like if the people that was in my life that was supposed to take care of me didn't do it, I wasn't expecting nobody that you don't have to be here. So I wasn't expecting, like, I just wasn't expecting nobody to come in and try to play these roles. And I didn't allow nobody to come in and play them roles either. But like I said, when we started getting serious, I had to start like trusting him to take care of the finances, trusting him to, you know, he paid the bill. You sure you paid it? Like, I don't ask him them things no more, like, because I know he really did it. But it was hard. Like, it was hard to like let go of those things and let somebody take care of something for me, because I was used to doing it on my own. And I think, like I said, it's nothing wrong with being independent, but it is okay, like, if you are in a relationship, to let your partner take on some of that load. You know, it's okay to let somebody help you carry that load. I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it is kind of great to be an independent woman, but I feel like it's some boundaries that you kind of have to have if you're in a relationship. Kind of like, if you know your partner might be, you know, I wouldn't say like, if you know that there might be strong in certain areas, stronger than you, like allowing them to kind of be strong in those areas, and you kind of fall back, even though you might know how to do it or whatever. Like, you might know how to build the TV mount or whatever, but you know that he needs to do that, or he needs to, you know, build it to feel better, or that's where he's strong at, then you would do that. But I definitely think independent women is like on the rise right now, up and coming, you know, not asking any men for anything, not, you know, needing anything from men, but are definitely doing what they're supposed to be doing. And as you said, like, I've been on my own for a long time too, and taking care of myself and doing, you know, X, Y, and Z for myself. So like, even like dating or, you know, talking to guys and stuff like that, I'm like, you know, talking, like helping with Carson, or like trying to, you know, I'll come get you, or I'll do this and that. I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like, and I had to catch myself, like,
I'm good.
Okay, like, let them do it. So I'm scared, like, being in a relationship and trying to like go into something with somebody else, allowing them to like be a stepdad, because that's what they'll be, or whatever, you know, stuff like that to my son. So I agree, and yes, you do have to be independent.
Yeah, I think that those are very, like, letting somebody else take the lead after, like, you, like, all your life I was the one. This is me. I got it. That's work. Like, you know, that's work, and there's nothing wrong with it. But like, when you are in a committed relationship, I think it is very important to allow your significant other to play those roles that they're, like you said, that they're strong at, that they're good at. I think that is if you don't let them do it, then it'll become a problem, because then they probably will become bitter, and they'll probably like, dang, like, what I'm here for, you don't even need nothing, you got it, like, you know. So like, you need to let them, you know, do what they gotta do. Right. You gotta let them do what they gotta do, honey.
Right.
Now let me ask you a question.
What's the question?
Nothing.
Questions are queens. Ask us.
Let me ask you a question, right? Do you ever feel like you are doing too much? Like, oh my God, your partner not playing, like not doing the things that they're supposed to do? Like, if you know you're supposed to take out the trash, or you know you're supposed to do this or supposed to do that, like, how do you have those conversations? Like, all right, it's been a month, you ain't take the trash out. Been two months, you ain't do this, you ain't do that. How do you think you should have those conversations?
So I think you should just like say something about it head on. Like, definitely approach it diligently, but don't, you know, bum rush to your partner, but just let them know how you feel, because if you don't know, they don't know. And I think I speak for all women when I say this, but I think we think these things in our head and we expect them to just know.
Yeah. Like, you know, I was mad.
Right, like you didn't know.
Yes.
From the way I was looking at you, or I ain't speak to
you. You ain't see your steak was cold. You ain't see your steak was cold.
I was watching the game. I didn't even see your face when you came in the house. Like, so yeah, we have to communicate and let them know, because they might not even realize what they're doing. So they can accidentally miss a day. They accidentally miss the next day because they're running behind or something else. And when you keep missing something or forgetting something, it becomes a habit and you kind of forget it. So if it's not brought back to attention, like, hello, reel it back, like, you slacking on your end, like, this is what you're missing, this is what you need to do, they're not going to know, because I mess up on stuff and I don't even be knowing I be messing up, because I be thinking I'm telling my husband something and he come back like, what have you done lately? And I be like, oh, you right. I ain't even realized that. So you just gotta talk about it and just
Like
remember that it's two sides of the street. So just figure it out. Talk about it. Communication is key.
I agree. I think definitely talking about it head on. No, I'm not in a relationship, but when I was in a relationship, I did kind of expect certain things. And I guess that does go back to like the gender role, like, oh, you're not going to, take the trash out for me, or you ain't going to go warm the car up or something like that, and stuff like that. So I definitely agree that you do kind of do those things subconsciously, like, come on, like like you're not going to do certain things, or even like sexual stuff, even too, like, now I don't try to get too juicy, but like sometimes you just want them to take some charge sometimes, like, all right, like you see
that
me,
is true.
you see me,
even though mine's the other way around,
like and then sometimes they in their head they be thinking the same thing though, like, so it's both of y'all just sitting there waiting, and it's like that awkward moment, like, all right, who won, do their little move or something,
then y'all both go to sleep mad.
That's me. I'd be mad.
I'm not going to sleep, I'm getting some.
I'm getting some. Okay, I'm gonna get somebody.
They want some, you want some. Nobody talking about some, so everybody just go to sleep mad because they ain't getting none. Okay,
everybody waking up. So, wake up.
Well, you didn't do your move like you usually do, so I didn't know. Like, now y'all arguing.
Cracking up.
You ain't
what's one
like if you had to put your butt up and push your back on me? I ain't know.
What's one gender role that I guess like that you feel like is a must? Like, my man must do this in a relationship. What's your one?
My man has to pay either half or more than half of the bills. He has to. And I guess I'm saying that from a standpoint as like, I have kids by this man. So it's not even just me that she's taking care of at this point. It's me and these kids. So if me and my husband was to break up today or tomorrow, I probably wouldn't expect more than half, but you at least got to be able to meet me in the middle now. But I just don't want to ever be in a situation where I'm taking care of home by myself, because there's plenty of women in that situation that's carrying a man. Not saying that a man should carry a woman, y'all both should do stuff, but I'm just saying, like, I just don't think you should be in a situation that you're not comfortable with. And for me, I'm not comfortable with that.
All right. What about you, B?
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. And I feel like sometimes even if you're like making more than a man, or, you might be pulling more of the weight, I feel like try some kind of way, try somewhere, like, all right, I might not have all the money for the Pico bill or whatever, but I'm going to make dinner for you, or I'm going to go get the groceries. You gotta give something, some kind of way, somewhere along the line. If I'm pulling the weight and I'm paying 3 out of 5 bills, you got to pay the other 2. If I'm, doing all the bills, you got to at least get the food and get the children together and do stuff like that. So yeah, definitely that. And I just feel like being a leader overall, like I'm following you. So mentally, all those type of things, like we're out to eat, get my door, get my chair, stuff like that. I think I won't budge.
Oh, chivalry is not dead over there, B. I see you.
Yeah, I like that. I'm a little old school and all that stuff, and I just think that they're always thinking of you if they, do stuff like that. Like, get my door. To have them, even if you get my order wrong, but you should know my order by now because I eat the same stuff. So, but like, say what I want to eat, or like ask me first or something like that. Ask me, and then you definitely say it, and have that display of affection while we're out. I like that.
So one thing for me, I guess, is not a common gender role for a man, but like I need my husband. Well, not that I need because he do it, but like if for like just speaking in general, like what I need from my husband is to be able to communicate his feelings, his thoughts, whatever. Like that's just one thing that I just don't think that, like, cause I'm a talker. Like when I feel some type of way, you gonna know, because I'm finna let you, babe, we need to talk later. Like, I need you to be able to, like, let me know how you feel clearly so that I can, you know, make the necessary changes. If I did something 6 weeks ago and you just now bringing it up, it's 6 weeks later, I mean, we could talk about it, but, like, I'm going to be mad because my thing is you should have brought it up 6 weeks ago when I did it so that I could have corrected, because now I've been doing the same thing for 6 weeks. And I could have did different, you know? So I, like, one thing that I think that I wouldn't, like, if I had to take everything else off the list, communication would not be, like, you have to be able to, you know, talk about your feelings. It ain't no men ain't supposed to cry. It ain't men ain't supposed to feel. That don't work over here in this house. Like, no, what's wrong? If
I completely agree.
Yeah,
do you feel like that's taught though, like in their households and stuff like that? Like, let's talk about
no,
like
it's
the men
definitely
and women who have like different upbringings. Do you think that affects how they are in their
Definitely.
I think it do, definitely, because Keith in the beginning, like, that was something that, like, we wasn't at this point where we at now. Like, he definitely has gotten a lot better with his communication, but, like, that took practice. And he still holds stuff in sometimes, but, like 9 times out of 10 he'll say something if he's feeling some type of way, and we had to work towards that, because I say whatever come out my mouth, like whatever comes to my head, I say. Like, I'm not really one for like holding nothing in. I'm very blank. I could get mean sometimes. So
yes, you can. Yes, you are. Yes, I second that.
I be needing him to say it. Like, it took a long time for me to tame that part of me for him, and I did it because I loved him, but I wouldn't have did it if he didn't say nothing. And for a long time he didn't say nothing, so I was just whatever came to mind, whenever I was mad, whenever I was, you know. But when he started speaking on it, that's when I was able to change. So that's why I need that, because I know sometimes I could get a little out of hand. So once I get like that, if you don't say nothing, you know, you might as well prepare yourself.
You had to learn some patience.
I had to learn some. Girl, you better stop talking like that to that boy. We end up somewhere in the.
We have a comment.
Yes, we have a comment.
Q says some females will always say you're always complaining.
I feel like that is a male statement.
I'm about to say that.
I feel like that.
I was finna say that.
Like, I have yet to say that. And it's 8+ years. Like,
yes, so they don't be saying nothing.
You always complaining. Me on the other hand, I always got a problem. I'm never happy. I'm never satisfied. It's always something.
Yes, because we speaking too much.
Yeah, I'm about to say that is definitely a male comment.
Q, I don't know what type of women you be around, because you be saying that. Because we'll do that over here.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like to talk. I don't know. I think I don't like to talk.
I heard that more than I said it.
Okay.
We have another comment. Ebony, turn your chat on to everybody, because you had said some stuff but we didn't see it. But she said that's what I get. I'm always complaining, and I don't think that's what it is. So men say that to her too.
Yeah, men say that. That's the thing. Soon as we start saying, I feel like always complaining.
Yeah, I feel like they automatically shut down because they think it's about to be some nonsense, and I don't think they realize that if they just listen to what we are saying and talk through it, we will move forward. Like, we're not gonna harp on it. If once it's over, it's over. Is that it? It's the ignoring it that drags it out for me. Like, if you can't confront the situation, I'm never going to let it go. Ever.
Right.
I'm the opposite. I feel like I'd be like letting it go. Like, I don't like to argue. So I'm be like,
I don't like to argue either, but
I don't like to argue, but I gotta talk. You gotta know how I feel.
I'd be like,
if you hurt my feelings, you gotta know. If you did something that I didn't like,
I just lied. Yeah, I just lied. That sounded real good. It sounded.
What you say?
Good to say. That's why I said it.
No lies, no questions, please. We tell the truth.
Listen, I don't like to argue, but I will argue in a heartbeat if I feel like what I just said you didn't understand. Because now if I'm telling you how I feel and it just go over your head and you go to now it's about to be an argument because I said what I said and I felt how I felt. So acknowledge how I felt, whether you meant to do it like that or not. My feelings are valid. So don't shut something down. Like I can't. Oh, that's a complaint because I felt that way. Oh, see, here we go. Now that's when the argument starts because I came to you and I tried to just tell you so we could fix it.
It goes with maturity too. Like you got to be a little bit mature for certain conversations. Like,
and then sometimes it don't even be just maturity. It just be sometimes you gotta listen to understand
and not respond.
Versus
you have to listen to understand and not listen to have a response. And I can agree that I used to do that. Like, I believe every person just naturally does that because it's the thing, like, to just go back and forth instead of, it's more of like defend myself.
It's very, you got to be
what are they
like,
really saying to actually process it. So it is a really hard thing to do. You have to be self-aware and self-conscious because it's not something that's just going to happen. Like, you're going to cut off what you have to say back and just listen. You're naturally listen for a response, but you have to listen to understand. Not even for an answer. Like, sometimes I just want to be heard. Like, just say, like, when okay, baby, I hear you. I don't even need an answer. Just let me know I was heard. And I would be like, okay, you heard me. Because when you tell me that, I'm going to just assume that means you're going to move different next time. Or you're not going to do that again. Or you're going to be more conscious of it. And if you slip up and do it, you're going to acknowledge it and you're going to apologize. Like, we're not.
Do y'all feel like y'all do that though? Like, if the roles is reversed, do y'all feel like y'all say, like, y'all listen to them?
I didn't used to. Like, once me and my husband went to marriage counseling, well, I can't even say, well, premarital counseling. Nice. Yeah, when we did premarital counseling, and when we did that, we learned so much about ourselves, and that was like, it was like eye-opening because I'm like, I know I do certain things. But then, like, little things that I didn't know that I did. Like, I always listened to respond. Like, that was just me. I'm like, what? Like, you, like, that's me. So it took a lot of work for me to hear. Like, I don't like being wrong. Like, I don't like for nobody to tell me, like, oh, you did that wrong, you did that. Like, I'm not really, I never used to be good with that. So when Keith used to tell me, like, oh, babe, for real, you always snapping out, you always doing this and da 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 da. It was hard to hear that, but I love him enough to move different.
He wasn't lying. He was telling the truth.
We have a comment, guys.
He was telling the truth.
He was telling the truth. Like,
we have a comment. So that's her current situation. She's not heard, and now it's an argument rather than a conversation. God damn, can't talk.
Get that together. Yes, figure that out. Work that out.
Conversation that could have been worked through. So where I mess up is I actually have had and have a man that did things without asking, stepped in up from the rip and just shocked me. So my question is, how do you just fall back and let them be the man without thinking there's a move behind it? I don't trust nobody, and eventually push people away because of that.
So that's where it comes. So for me, I feel like that's where it comes from. It starts with trust. It starts with you being comfortable and you actually believe in that person, having an understanding, talk to them and find out what it is. And you can't carry old stuff into your new stuff. Me personally, I feel like you have to do it like school. Start everybody with an A and let them work their way down. You can't start everybody off with an F and they haven't even done anything. Like, it's just not fair.
That was a cute analogy or whatever.
Okay, thank you, girl. Thank you.
But yes,
I used to be a teacher.
You definitely have to trust whoever you're with. So that's like the first conversation and the first, attributes that you should be worrying about in a relationship first. Like, can I trust this person? Would I do something with them that I would do, with my friends or, stuff like that? Like, kind of not with them, but you know what I'm saying? Like, can you be vulnerable with them? Can you trust them? Can you understand that they're not going to have your best interest at heart? So I think that's first and foremost. And like I said, you said falling back and allowing them to do whatever they need to do. Yeah, just like knowing their strengths and their weaknesses. If you know that they're stronger in certain areas, let them be strong in their area. And you have to be the woman, and you have to lead. You have to let them lead. You have to follow them. So I think that's definitely important to do. First trust, then allow them to lead in certain areas.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
Respectfully.
I was about to say respectfully. Yeah, I definitely agree. I know for me, like I said, when I started letting Keith, like it wasn't right away either. Like it wasn't no like, oh, we've been dating for a month, we've been dating for 2 months. I think me and Keith was like 3 or 4 years in before I even thought about like, okay, like you showed me, like he showed me that he was responsible. Like he was still taking care of his daughter, even though he wasn't with his baby mom. He was like working. He made sure that all our bills was paid. Like even when I was like messing up our money, he ain't never thrown in my face like, well, you the one that overspent at the mall and now this is late. Like he never threw that type of stuff in my face. And he just went and paid. If I was $50 short for the phone bill, he just went and paid it. No, oh, you messed up. Like, you know, he never threw that type of stuff in my face. So I knew like I could trust him, number one, with our money. I could trust him to not ever be like, well, you the one that's not good with money. I'm cool. I'm good. I'm this and that. Like he never like he not prideful. So it was easy for me to start letting down my guard with that because he never threw stuff in my face. And that's one thing for me. Like I don't like when people, if you're gonna do something for me, do it. If we arguing 3 months down the line, don't throw that in my face. He never did stuff like that. So those little things, the energy between us, like the energy that he put off, like it was just those little things that I was able to like, oh, he good. He got my best interest at heart. He take care of his daughter. So when we had our daughter, I knew that my daughter was gonna be cool. Like those little things, them little like that behavior that he had, that pattern that he had, made me feel like I was going to be, like I was okay to trust him. So when we did start talking about, you know, and then it started from a conversation because when I started telling him what was on my mind, like, oh, babe, I think we should get our bank account as one. You know, we about to be married, so we might go get a bank account as one where we got 2 separate accounts for. I was looking for his response. I was looking for the response like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna keep my money over here. My money is my money. Your money is your money. I didn't get that response. So then that was another thing that made me feel like, okay, it's okay to let him lead, and it's okay for us to, you know, start to merge our money because he wasn't selfish. So that's another thing you gotta look at. Like, is this person throwing stuff in your face when you're arguing? It don't have to be about him paying something, but it could be anything. Like, did he buy you a gift and now you're arguing? He like, oh, I bought you this last week and da 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 da. Those little behaviors is going to show you if you can trust that person enough to let them lead your household. Because them little behaviors, once y'all get into an argument, is he going to take all his stuff back?
Yep. When it gets down to it, we have a comment. We have a comment related to that. Q says, but if someone does something for you and you say he never did anything for you, then he's allowed to remind you of the things he's done.
I think that still go back to, I think that's just reverse to both roles. Like that, if you're going to be out here trying to lead, like if you're a man and you trying to decide, like, is this the girl that you want to, you know, start this journey with? So like, all right, we in this relationship, I'm going to play this role. I'm going to be the man. I'm going to provide. She ain't got to do whatever your standard is. Like if you don't want your girl to work and you want to provide, let's just say that's the stereotype. Let's just go with that. So if you're saying like, I'm a lead my household, can you lead a girl that's like, oh, you don't do nothing for me? You don't never do nothing. That's what you're supposed to do. Is that the type of person that you want to, you know, build with? I think it go hand in hand. Is you throwing something in my face, or is you saying, are you not appreciative? It goes hand in hand. So you gotta look out for them things before you jump head in and be like, okay, this is what we're doing. I'm gonna be vulnerable with you. I'm gonna lead. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna give this. You gotta look for them. People will tell you if they're the good mate or not. Them little details in their behavior. You gotta look for that.
And just to piggyback off of that, to go off of what you said, I feel like people think to like they think like for a definite thing when they say, oh, you didn't do nothing for me. Maybe what you did for them wasn't what they wanted you to do for them. So they feel like you didn't do anything for me. So if you're saying like, oh, I bought you a pocketbook. Oh, I took you to X, Y, and Z or whatever. To them, that's not enough. Like for me, if you tell me you did that, I feel like, okay, I can do that myself. Do something for me that I can't do for me. Like that's what I mean when I say, oh, you do nothing for me. So it all just depends on the way that they mean it. Like don't take it so literal. And
or something
usually
like
on a deeper level.
Yep. I was gonna say that. It's like I'm not saying you didn't buy me any jeans when I asked for them or something like that, but did you pay the bill? Did you do something that's related to my goals or my dreams or something like that? Like you doing
right.
something
did you
that
invest
I could do
in
if I was
me?
by myself.
Did you not even invest in me? Did you believe in
did you
me?
invest any
Did
energy
you
in
love me? Did you appreciate me? Like it's not always physical.
Yeah, it doesn't even have to be monetary gifts and things like that. It's like, were you into me? Did you invest in me? Did you, put your energy into me? Did you put your love into me? Did you show me, something that I never seen before? Did you teach me something?
I agree with that. Like, I don't know. I can't agree with that because I feel like, yeah, it is a conversation. I think it do I think it do go back to your love language, and I think that is a conversation that you need to have. But I also like I know for me, like my love language is quality time, but my husband also gives gifts, and when he don't give quality time, I can't be like, I know you brought me 6 gifts, but you ain't really do what I wanted you to do. I feel like saying that is selfish, like to me, because they might have not did exactly what you wanted, but they gave something. And I feel like if the roles was reversed and like your husband said that to you, I feel like I know for me, my feelings gonna be hurt because all right, I didn't do that, but like I did what I could do this week, and that was whatever I did. So I just think when you're in a relationship, I think that you can't just be throwing out shit like, but you didn't do this. But you I feel like the person is going to always be hurt, regardless if it was something that you actually asked for or if it was something. I think that they still going to be hurt. I think it's a way to do it. So like if my husband gave me gifts all week, but ain't spend no time with me, of course I'm gonna be a little hurt, like damn, because the way you speak my love language is to spend time with me. I'm like, all right, babe, let's put the kids to sleep and let's
that's where those conversations are had where you're like,
well, look, I must
need to be had.
Hey, like I need this. We have a comment. He said,
yeah, but I don't think you should be like, oh, I think what he was saying more so like I don't think you should be like, I don't know, maybe that's just
I must be a selfish bitch then, because I'd be like, that ain't what I asked for. But no, my thing is like this. I feel like
I would have to just let you go, pack your shit.
No, I feel like when it's done, I feel like I'm very thoughtful. So when I do something, I do stuff that you like or stuff that I know that you want or stuff that you'll benefit from. So don't give me what you want to give me. Give me what I'm asking for. Like, if I ask you for time, don't say, damn, I couldn't make it, so let me just buy her this pocketbook. No, nigga, I don't want the pocketbook. Yes, it's cute. Yes, I will carry it. Thank you very much. But when you going to make up for that time spent? Like, I didn't forget. Like, for me, it's like I didn't forget. Like, don't cover it up. Don't just, let me just patch it up. Because if I let you patch it up once, you're going to keep patching it up. No. That's not what I asked for. Don't give me what works for you. Give me what works for me.
Period.
We have different love languages. Speak my love language. Don't speak your love language to me. Do what I need you to do to fuel my soul.
Yeah. He said, he was saying if you ask me for something and I help you out, then I can say that.
I just think that if you helping somebody out, it should just be there. Like, to me, that's gonna always be a throw in the face. When you say you did something for me, that's all. I don't give a fuck what it is.
Yeah, you already did it. You can't bring it back from the grave and be like, yeah, remember that time? Like,
exactly.
It adds less value to it. Like, it's not valuable anymore.
No. Yeah, and
it's just
like I can't trust you to do. Like, if I need you to do something else, you're gonna be the last person I come to, because now you, like, every time you say or you do something for me, I'm gonna feel like it was done with an intent to say, oh yeah, you needed me, and I don't like stuff like that. So if you ever tell me like, oh, but remember I did that for you though, I'm never asking you for nothing again. I don't care what the reason why you said it, because I know I wouldn't say no shit like, oh, you never did nothing for me, but that's just me.
So we're not saying don't, ignore what's being done. Of course, accept it and be respectful of the person that's doing something for you. But you always bringing it up and saying like, yes, I did this for you. Don't forget that time on July 5th, 1419 at 5 o'clock when I bought this for you. Like, it's no need for that. It's just real petty.
We got any guys on here? I see we got Keith and Q. All right, Keith and Q, y'all up. What are some gender roles that you feel like your spouse or your significant other has to like have? What is like one thing like my girl has to have this or do this that you just feel like, is a deal breaker if she don't?
Keith says know how to listen, and Q says he don't believe in gender roles.
I don't believe in gender roles either, Q. It don't have to be a role, but like what's something that you like?
Q said he gets listening and communication. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, I agree with that. Listening.
Yeah, Q and Keith both said
the same thing.
they need their woman to know how to listen. So what do y'all mean when y'all say you need them to know how to listen? Because I don't know if I really like those words.
Yeah, because like, is it listen to what I say, or listen like you want
the baby that's gonna listen?
Keith said, can he join? Yes, Keith, please join us.
Babe, come on for the people.
Come on, Keith. You don't know him, okay?
That's bad.
He is a viewer.
That's bad. I know bad. That's bad.
See, me, I believe in communication, and if I can't be with a person that don't listen, because if you don't listen, how can we solve any issue or any problem?
Amen. We need some more Keiths in the building.
Listen, obviously I listen because we still together. Yeah, babe.
He liked it. He put a ring on in. Okay. It's like,
I'm cracking up.
But you mean like in every situation, or you just meaning like only in like a negative situation, like when you are arguing, or you mean like everyday stuff?
Everyday stuff, because to me, everything is both ways. Like, if I know more about a subject, I will want you to listen, because you obviously be together, you know my background. But if you know more about a subject, I'm gonna be the one that's listening to you. I just need somebody that's gonna listen if I know more. Like, if I be like, yo, buying that is a bad idea because we're gonna be in debt, and you be like, you don't know what you're talking about, and just go ahead, then we in debt, and I'm looking like I should have listened. Or if I'm about to do something like if I'm about to, let me see, if the baby's drawn, if I'm trying to teach the kids one way, and my wife know like if the kids learn better a different way, I need to listen to her, because obviously she know more than me about teaching the kids.
Yeah, so it goes back to the strengths and weakness thing. Like, if you know that your partner is stronger in a certain area, you gotta let them lead that area. You gotta just be like, all right, you fall back, go ahead. You got that. I agree.
I like that. Maybe that's why y'all marriage is successful and y'all still rocking it and twacking it and popping it.
Listen,
that was corny.
It was hard getting there because I'm hard-headed. Like, it was definitely hard to get in there.
Say that one more time. You what, Ish? Can you say that again?
I'm very hard-headed. So
just one more time. You what? One more time.
I'm hard-headed.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I am hard-headed. I am very hard-headed. So it took a while for me to get there, but like I said, it had to, like, he showed me that I could trust him. So it was like I didn't feel like how can I say this? I didn't feel less than because I had to let him do whatever, or because I was wrong in certain areas or something like that. It didn't make me feel less than. And I think that goes to like respectfully playing your part or your role in a relationship, and not saying it like not saying like play like know your place, but like I don't disrespect him like, oh, you supposed to take out the trash, you a man, you supposed to do this. I feel like that is the disrespect that I like when I say like respectfully playing your roles or things like that. Like when you don't make the other person like, you make them feel okay, like it's okay that I don't feel less than a female. Yeah, I don't feel like I'm less than a female because my husband do most of the cooking and the grocery shopping, because he respectfully play his role. He don't say, well, I do grocery shopping. You don't never do nothing. You a girl. You're supposed to do, like, he don't do stuff like that. So I don't feel less than, and I feel like, you know, you shouldn't feel less than in a relationship, a friendship, any type of relationship.
You can not know how to do something and just literally just not know how to do something, and your partner could possibly teach you. So you got to be open to learning things too, and
I agree.
instead of just like saying, well, you don't know how to drive, so I guess I'm gonna be driving everywhere or whatever. Like, no, maybe, you know, help me out, let me know, get me, you know, where I need to be. Not to be all morbid, but God forbid your partner dies, your wife or your husband, you know, dies, God forbid, but like, how you gonna pull the weight? You gotta learn both roles. You gotta learn both things. Like, don't just purposely not learn something just because it's a woman, or purposely not know something because it's a man's job to do something. You never know when you're gonna be on your own. So,
yeah. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We thank you all for commenting and tuning in regularly. Thank you to our regulars.
Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to y'all, always engaged and everything. We really appreciate it.
Yes, Queen. Thank you.
And let us know updates on the relationship next time too.
Yes, let us know. All right. So we will see you guys next Wednesday at 8:30. Yes. We put the Zoom link on reoccurring, so it's going to be the same link in our bio.
Yep,
and we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Yep, same link, same password.
And let us know on all of our social media if you guys have an idea of any next topics that y'all want to talk about, anything that's been on your mind.
All right, y'all. Good night. Stay safe out there.
Thank you.
Night, kings and queens.